Hey y'all, it is Coach Cave, and today I'm going to talk to you about virtual expectations. Oh, yeah. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, we're going to start with the daily expectations. The first thing is a daily overview video with learning objectives, an outline of the day, including assignments. So that's going to be in the module where it says Monday overview, Tuesday overview. You want to put an actual video that kind of walks them through it. Post norms for the synchronous sessions. On the next slide, I'm going to give you an example, but also you can find plenty of different examples and cute examples. If you just search the internet, there's a ton out there right now. Check attendance due by 9:30 the next day. So for those of you who have a face-to-face, maybe first and second period the next morning and you can't do it during the hours of the classes, I would recommend just right when you get to school the next day, quickly go check, do your attendance from the night before, and get it done that way. And then publish modules by 8:15 and no earlier than 8 a.m. so students can't work ahead. You can set that up in your Canvas page, and if you don't know how to do that, reach out to your department head and they can show you. Right here, I have an example of the session norms. You can use this if you would like. This is what they used during our 6-hour training, or you can go find one yourself if you would like. Major grades. For our test, include a question bank so students get different randomized questions per TEK and allow multiple attempts. You can reach out for your department head for a little bit more direct information for your tests, but you'll really want to use that bank so that you have the best chance of finding out what students really know, not what students Snapchat at each other. Use SpeedGrader to provide immediate feedback. So if you don't know where to find SpeedGrader in Canvas, you're going to want to reach out to someone on your team that's familiar with it. And it's a very simple way to grade your students' work and give those comments of feedback. At least one major grade is not a traditional multiple choice. For example, SAR, that's a short answer response, or a project. You need to just find one of those major grades at least to make not a multiple choice, because we really don't know who's taking those multiple choice when they're turning it in. This is going to give us a little better idea of what they know. If you want to know how to create question banks, here is a link that you can go to. We can also send it out because you don't have this in front of you, do you? Then there are response options. We want to offer students a variety of response methods. If we just always ask them multiple choice, we're really not giving them a chance to showcase what they know. Just like in our classrooms, we let them show us what they know in multiple ways. We need to be searching for multiple ways for our students in our online classrooms to show us what they know. We can have written responses, we can have cloud assignments, record audio and video, and then hands-on activities that require time away from the screen. That would be awesome to get our kids moving, because we know we hate sitting in front of the screen all day too. Perez says you can also use choice and menu boards, and we can give you some examples of those if you need them. Ooh, clicked quick. All right, minor grades, varied responses. What that means is kind of what we talked about up above. We want them to show what they know in many different ways. So our minor grades should be taken from a variety of different ways that they can show us what they know. We need to have at least one weekly minor grade, so 1 grade a week. What we don't want to do is wait to input grades or pull grades till halfway through. Every week we should be pulling a minor grade. We should not be getting those minor grades during synchronous sessions. Incorporate deep practice questions into quizzes. We want them thinking deeper on our quizzes. One of our minor grades should require a student video or audio. It was kind of mentioned before, with them working on their computers, we really don't know who's doing the work. At least when you're requiring at least one of those minor grades to be done by video or audio, you are making sure that is your student. With all the Zooming, you should start to recognize their voice. You can see them. So by having them submit an assignment using that video or audio, you at least on that assignment know that it was them. Graded quizzes and tests should give the correct answer, and teachers should send feedback with the grade in SpeedGrader. So it is important that when our kids are getting their grades, they know what they missed, and then we're helping them get to the correct answer. It's just such a different feel online than it is in the classroom, where we can quickly just mention something to them. We're going to have to really go out of our way to help them learn the things we need them to learn. Discussion post. We need at least 2 interactive per 6 weeks. So that's when we say interactive, that means that you're going to want to allow threaded replies. That means that one kid would post his answer to the discussion. Another kid could then comment to the first kid's comment, and it kind of goes from there. We want to find ways for the kids to interact with each other, and discussion posts are a good way for that. So again, at least 2 interactive ones of the discussion posts per 6 weeks. Key vocabulary to use should be posted. So when I have a discussion post, I want to put some of that key vocab that I'm looking for in your discussions on that on the directions. Also, provide sentence stems. You would be shocked at how great their sentences are when we just give them a little bit of guidance. Those sentence stems are great for our ESL, our SPED. Let's be honest, they're great for everybody. So my recommendation is when you make a discussion post, put some sentence stems to help guide them, because you're going to be much happier with your answers. Teachers should respond to each student within 2 days. Really push yourself to get back to them as soon as possible, because we know if we submit something and no one responds to us within a timely fashion, we kind of forget about it and we don't really care about it anymore. So the quicker we can respond, the better. And 1 daily grade should come from a discussion post per 6 weeks. And Dan Perez says you can set up a graded discussion versus a normal discussion to get a grade, and something about the discussion board. Oh, you can even add a rubric. So if you want to look a little deeper into that, just reach out to one of your department heads or Dan Perez, and we can kind of help you set up that rubric. Utilize those discussion stems. So this would be something perfect. This image, you could cut it and put it on or copy it, not cut it, but copy it and put it on your assignment to help them out when they're trying to come up with their responses. Student engagement. If you notice that one of your students is absent from a Zoom, you should reach out the following day to make sure the student does not miss another Zoom. And during the Zooms, check for understanding frequently during the Zoom. Let's be honest, it probably also is going to help them stay awake. If they're just staring at you talk, they're going to zone out just like we zone out. Thumbs up, thumbs down, use the reaction tabs, have them turn their screen off and back on, different things to really just keep them engaged in the conversation. Answer in the chat. It's up to you, but get creative, have fun, and just keep them part of the lesson just like you would in your classroom. Example, some Zoom engagement tools. We have virtual backgrounds, chat, screen share, whiteboard, annotation tools, nonverbal feedback, so many other ones. Peer-to-peer interaction. We are not allowed to do Zoom breakouts because they are not recorded unless you have a staff member monitoring. Some advice for you. If you know you really want them to be in some breakouts, reach out to some of your district coaches, reach out to other teachers, reach out to the administrators and say, hey, can you come in for this? I would love for you to observe this lesson. And could you also be part of one of my breakout rooms so that you can then put them in those breakout rooms? And for the administrators, they're like, sweet, I can also get a walkthrough during this time. And how awesome is that for everybody involved? So that's one recommendation. If you're really wanting to do a breakout room, but you're alone teaching, just reach out to people throughout the district that might be able to help out and step in and be another adult in those breakout rooms. Provide an opportunity to interact with peers in form of written or verbal responses weekly. And we talked about that up at the top, that we want to give them ways to interact with the others, especially since we can't do small breakout rooms where they can interact in small groups. We're going to have to find other ways. Almost there, you guys. Peer-to-peer interaction examples. Canvas, we could use discussion boards, peer reviewing, collaborations, class notebook. And some external tools are Padlet, Flipgrid. There's Nearpod, there's Edpuzzle. There are tons. If you want examples or how-tos, I got you. Let me know. And then lastly, recommended length of videos. You want to chunk that content. We know that the longer the video, kind of like right now, you're probably like, be quiet, cave. Like this video is verging on too long. Make it easy for the students to navigate the course by writing clear text headers for module items. Make it easy to navigate. Limit large blocks of text on pages, and keep videos as short as you can. Now, if I'm doing a direct teach, 2 to 3 minutes probably isn't going to cover it all, but my overview shouldn't be longer than 2 to 3 minutes. Perez says you can also use Nearpod for synchronous feedback. It has tools similar to Padlet. If you want my advice, Nearpod is going to be a phenomenal tool to use during all of this, so I highly recommend it. If you have any questions about the virtual expectations, reach out to your department head or any of the administrators, and we'd be happy to clear anything up for you or help you out. It's going to be a good year. All we can do is try our best. I believe in you. We got this because we're Rangers and we're at the best school ever. Keep living the dream, my people.